point. You can go into geometry, and the point can go into the XY. And that can go into the target. Holy moly. Right, fingers crossed. I might actually figure this out by soon. Alright, one final step. We've actually just got to put the numbers on the geometries so we know which one is which. And even all of those are coming now to be flat, which is looking good. So we need to do a little list. Again, we'll do a list length. Ultimately, we need to do a tag 3D. So we're going to drop a tag of 3D text on there. I've got to find the location. I'm going to make sure it goes on every single object by putting the list item on there. So the way that we can do that, I'm going to put the text location in the center again of every shape. So I can use area this time for that on the centroid. And the geometry is going to come from the list item. And we need to know how many objects we've got. So we've got a series of objects, and that's going to go in the list. No, sorry, that's going to go in the index. The list is going to come from the geometry. So if I've now look in here, we do have a bit of text on a plane. And the list length is going to be the count, and that is also going to come from and the text is going to be the number in the series. There we go, 18. And the size, depending on what our geometries are, there we go, nice and large. Okay, so we've created the grid. We sorted it to make sure the grid is no bigger than the amount of objects, and we need to also group that, give it a little name. And finally, we need to get the profile curve, so that can be the wireframe again. Well, actually, if I do the wireframe, is that going to do the whole thing? So I've oriented the extrusions, haven't I? Sort list goes into the extrude. Let me put in the boundary surface. There we go. So that's just the surface now, not the 3D. I've got my wireframe, and I'm just going to do a join to make sure that they actually are final closed curves. Save. So I think we added some levels of complexity there, which at times were a little bit alien to me. Just went with the flow. However, we now do have this fantastic grid. Now, one thing to note, if you do have more parts than objects in the grid for whatever reason, we should be able to go into the construct point and do on one of these axes expression x plus 1, and it will create an extra row of points in the grid, and that way we'll just always make sure you've got enough points for your objects to adhere to. Cool.